What's
Hey,
up?
my boys, welcome back. Back in the house divided. We're here tonight. We're going to do a little AFC, NFC East preview. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to start off with the NFC East. I always start with the last place team from last year. I'll kick it to one of you guys. Starting off with the Washington Commanders. Started off, 4-13 last year. No more Sam Howell. They got the rookie QB Daniels out of LSU, the Heisman Trophy winner. They made some additions. So I'm gonna go to B Hill. Let's go to you first. Thoughts on the Commanders going into the 2024 season?
Ah, uh, mm, I mean, they're probably still going to be the last place team. Well, no, I got them probably finishing third in this division ahead of the Giants because the Giants have taken a step back, and I think the Commanders with Jaden Daniels in his first year, it's going to be interesting to see. He was one of those quarterbacks though that was like highly coveted. I mean, the dude did win the damn Heisman for crying out loud. So I like that dynamic. Terry McLaurin's still there. They still got some little playmakers over there, man. So they're nice. They're just not going to compete for the top of this division. I think we can all agree on that. Am I wrong? I
No,
mean,
you're not.
the Commanders ain't making no strides as far as that goes, in my opinion. They will be better, but as far as like first, second place, no, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, Trace?
Yeah, I agree with B Hill. I mean, I think they're like the gap between 1 and 2 in this division is monumental compared to the gap between 3 and 4. I think they'll finish third. I'm not the biggest Jaden Daniels lover anyway. I thought they should have gone Drake May personally, but
Mm,
um, I mean, I'm
mm.
not going to hate until I see it. He was kind of one of those late bloomers, and he's a smaller frame compared to May. May's more of the Josh Allen type, where he's either going to be real good or he's going to be like nothing. Like it's just like hit or miss, prototypical big arm quarterback. Whereas Daniels is fitting more so the mold now with a little bit more athleticism. I think an underrated signing for them is Bobby Wagner. I think he'll help as far as the leadership. I think they have good pieces on the defense. The defense will
Like
be
that.
improved. But I think their ceiling is probably 8 wins. I think they'll just kind of get lost in the sauce, and they're not making any monumental step forwards this year.
No,
All right.
that's a great prediction. That's a great prediction. Yeah, I disagree on the Jaden Daniels and Drake May though, Trace.
Really, you a
I
Daniels fan, or you think neither one of them will pan out?
no, I think Jaden Daniels is way better than Drake May. I think Drake May is going to be a bust.
Really?
I really do. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. He's got bust written all over him. And he went to the Patriots. Nothing works out there anymore.
Yeah.
So no, that's a bust, bro. Bust. And
Oh man.
it's
We
just my
will
opinion.
see.
I'm just throwing
We
my
Let's
we
opinion
will
out
save,
there.
save
see.
some save some of that for the AFC side. We are going to
Yes.
talk
Yeah,
about the Patriots here in a
we
little
got lots
bit,
of
but
yeah.
before
Yeah.
we go on to the Giants, this comment from Stephen G. They
Oh,
could be like last year's Texans. Stephen G.
No,
I don't see that. Love you to
disagree.
death, brother.
yeah.
Man,
Nope.
I'll say this. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. Throws a really good deep ball. I like the touch. Like Trey said, man, he's so slender and skinny. I worry about his health. Him getting absolutely cold clocked. I mean, he got teed off in a couple games in college, a couple hits where you're like, oh my God, is he going to make it? Like, and so it's going to be way worse in the NFL. So I hope they got the O-line issues fixed. They did lose Curtis Samuel. They still do have Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. So that's good for Daniels. But it's a team going nowhere fast. A lot of this is predicated on Jaden Daniels, if he's going to be that guy or not. So a lot to be seen. We'll see. But like I agree with you guys, they're not a contender at all. I don't expect to be talking about them with
Nope.
any relevance towards the end of the season. So
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
all right, moving on. Last year's third place team, the New York Giants, sitting at 6-11, lost Saquon Barkley. Right now, they're probably the most interesting team to talk about in the NFL because of the Hard Knock series. I don't know if you guys are tapped into that or not. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually been a pretty good 3 episodes just watching those guys through the draft process, the combine. all the scouting meetings. It's been a real eye opener. But with all that said, I'm going to kick this one off for you, B Hill, first. Your thoughts, 2024 Giants.
They suck. They're going to be trash. They're going to be absolute trash. They suck. For real. They suck.
Tell us in what ways. Are you going to start with the quarterback? Because that's where I would start.
Absolutely. I mean, what a big waste of money they gave that guy. You know what I mean? That man, Daniel Jones, Stephen G hears me, man. Trash. Absolute trash. They're just trash. I mean, there's nothing really good to talk about. They lost Saquon Barkley. That was literally the only good thing to talk. They did get that receiver out of LSU, though.
Malik Neighbors.
I like that pickup as far as that goes. But other than that, man, they have nobody to throw them the damn ball. Daniel Jones is a dink and dunker. Hope that somebody can break something open. The problem is there hasn't been nobody there that can break anything open except for Saquon Barkley. Now you just take that out of that offense and you gave it to the team that we're going to talk about after this in the damn Philadelphia Eagles. And it's like, what are y'all doing? What are the Giants doing?
Can I give you a little leeway and why they really messed up? If you're watching Hard Knocks, they offered him a contract. And it was the difference between you, Trace. I don't know if you're watching, you're shaking your head.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was the difference. It was like $1 million or something more they had to pony up or ante up. Yeah. And to me, it was, I don't know if that would have got the deal done. It seemed like Saquon wasn't out. Like he was just done.
Yeah.
He wanted to move on. So I don't think money was the issue. I think they really wanted him back. And I think they messed up. They really messed up when they signed Daniel Jones to that contract. So that's my piece, Trace.
Yeah, I think they're going to finish number 1 this year, except it's going to be in the draft because they're going to be the worst team.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, I see maybe 4 wins, maybe that's off of like hope and a prayer that Malik Neighbors throws the ball to himself. I'll give you $5 if you can name a defensive back that'll play for them. You know, they're terrible in the back end. They got Dexter Lawrence, who, you know, is top 5-ish at his position. So
he's nice.
That's Steven, I agree.
Steven, we're giving expert analysis, brother. Just hear us out.
Just hear us out. Hear us out, man. I understand though.
Yeah.
I'm with it. They are trash.
Bad.
Hey, let me ask you this before we move on, Trace. I like the addition of Burns on that defensive line opposite of Thibodeau.
Yeah, I like Burns too.
I mean?
You know, he's 27, 28, good pass rusher. Thibodeau is up and down, you know. I think he's got upside. We haven't seen that full upside yet. And then Dexter Lawrence, but they're not going to have any time to get a sack because they're going to be cooked in the back end anyway. So it's like it'll be fun to watch them play around a little bit.
All right, moving on, Stephen G. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. 11-6. At one point, they had the best record in the league last year. 11-1, and then they went on that downward spiral. Everything fell apart. B Hill, the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles. What you got?
I like the Eagles, man. I like this team. A lot of people don't like to talk about the fact that Jalen Hurts was hobbled on that back half of that season last year, man. That man was like playing on one leg last year. Had a messed up knee, if I'm not mistaken. I think that played factor into it. I like the addition of Saquon Barkley for the Philadelphia Eagles. I really, really do. They still got A.J. Brown. They still got Devontae Smith out there. They still got Dallas Goedert. You know what I mean? They still got Johnson at right tackle. They did lose Jason Kelce, but I think that the guy that was behind them, his name slips me. I'm not the best on offensive lineman. One of y'all probably know.
Yeah, Cam Jurgens. Yep.
He's stepping in there to this role. He's been kind of breeded into it. He's ready to go. See what I'm saying? I think the Eagles are going to bounce back this year, man. I got the Eagles winning this division. This is my team that's going to win the NFC East. And I think with the additions that they made in the draft, too, they got that rookie out of Iowa, that white dude. So I like seeing a white dude back there at corner, DeJean.
Cooper DeJean. Cooper. Yeah.
I like him. So I like the addition of him for them. Fly Eagles fly in this division next year, man. They're gonna win it. They're gonna win probably about 12 to 13 games too, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Trace, last year that
Hill, I think
That
Okay.
D line, the
Yeah,
D
that D-
line too. It's stupid.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
and
Trace.
you know they knew they had problems at defensive back, and so they went out and 2 of their first 3 picks were on corners, right? So they got Cooper DeJean, but they also got Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, who was a draft riser.
They did.
And I know I'm not the biggest fan of young corners in the NFL. You know, it takes them a minute to get adjusted. But I think with the secondary they have around those guys, you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's been around a long time. Reed Blankenship's coming into his own at the end of last year. Obviously, like B. Hill said, Kelsey will be a big loss, but Juergens has played left and right guard with him for 2 or 3 years, I believe. And so not super high on the value of the running back position, but I think Saquon's one of those guys that adds value to this offense more so than he would to another offense that isn't so run heavy. I agree. I think they're going to win. I think they'll probably be in the NFC Championship against San Francisco, and you could toss it up at that point, and you know I'm okay with either one. So
I like that. I'm not against that.
No, that's all good. I agree with both of y'all. I have them winning the division too. I think it's a big bounce back year for Jalen Hurts. If he can stay healthy, the offense is going to be unlimited, man. Having Saquon back there opens up so much for AJ and Devonta. I mean, good grief. So we all in the greens there. So now we got to talk about these Cowgirls, B. Hill. Trace, I don't know if you know, but me and B. Hill absolutely hate the Cowgirls.
I knew I was in the right place.
So here we go. The Dallas Cowgirls, 12-5 last year. Not 12-5, I'm sorry. Yeah, they were. They won the division at 12-5 and absolutely got dog walked in the wild card round by the Green Bay Packers. To everybody's delight, if you're not a Cowboys fan. So B. Hill, I'm gonna kick this one off to you. Can they recover from that? Is there going to be a hangover, or is this team going to make some moves in the rankings? What do you think?
I mean, I think that they're going to be sitting there at about second place, man, in this division, and that's just not saying much because the third place team is going to suck too. So
Yeah.
this division, in my opinion, is down this year. I don't like what the Cowboys did this offseason, man. They really did nothing. You're going to be sitting here. You got Dak Prescott sitting here in a contract year. Are you going to pay Dak Prescott? Damn it, I hope not. But they're in a position to where they really have no choice. They have to pay Dak Prescott. So it's like you got him, you got CeeDee Lamb that you have to pay. God bless his soul. I love CeeDee Lamb, man, but you're a damn Cowboy, so I can't root for you no more. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say, man. It's just all negativity for me about the Cowboys because they're absolute trash. They're going to suck next year.
What you got, Trace?
I love it. I think the biggest thing about the Cowboys, the difference, the one big change in the offseason they made is they lost Dan Quinn. And this defense was a Dan Quinn built defense where your linebackers are essentially safeties moved down. They're 215 pounds. They can bounce around. You get Micah Parsons standing up. You get him in a 3-tech, a 5-tech. You get him all around the field. Now they bring in Zimmer, who, as me and B. Hill both know, because he coached for the Vikings and the Bengals, his is a much more prototypical NFL defense compared to what Dan Quinn runs. So you got the same guys. I expect a huge drop-off in terms of numbers for those guys. You'll get Diggs back off of the injury. I've never been a Dak Prescott believer on the offensive side. They have a Zeke Elliott at running back, so we know what that is. Nothing.
Yeah.
They literally
did not.
Hang on. They literally kept Tony Pollard, let Zeke walk, and then brought Zeke back and let Tony Pollard walk.
Yeah.
You literally let the younger back walk, and you went and got this old fat tub of goo that ain't doing nothing out there on the field no more.
Yeah, he's 2.6 a carry, so that's
he's trash.
Yeah.
He's trash.
So
he's trash.
Yeah, I think they're a distant second place. I don't think anybody who's really touching the Eagles. They may flirt with third if they get a couple injuries and Jaden Daniels is good. But they are going to get to the playoffs and probably play a more experienced Packers team that'll just dog walk them again, is my guess. That's
I
yeah,
agree. I
wild card
agree.
match.
You remember the last image we had of that team in that Green Bay game? Remember the beginning of the game, CeeDee Lamb and Dak arguing with each other, and then
Mhm.
shortly after, the comments in the offseason, the friction between his people and CD's people, and then you got Micah Parsons people jumping into it. It was this whole big thing for about a couple weeks in the offseason, and the Cowboys to me have always been that Hollywood team that never live up to it. It's always drama. It's always some stuff going on that doesn't have to do with football. It's the biggest hype show in the league. And then when you actually get down to football games that actually matter in January, they never show up.
Mhm.
And so for me, until I see that, I'll never pick them to win anything, right? Because it just doesn't make sense. It's the same story year after year after year, and I love it. It's an awesome movie. I replay it every year because that's what they do, and so I'm happy for it. I do see them making the playoffs. How far they go, I don't know.
I
Probably a
don't.
wild card loss.
I
But
don't.
there's a real chance they don't make it. And B Hill, I would be happy if they didn't. Just
I don't
straight
think
up.
that. I don't think they do. I think we're in for a down year for the Cowgirls.
I
All
I
right.
really
I
do.
think last thing, guys, before we head over to the AFC, something to think about too is Dak's in this contract year. I think their plan is to let him go, and remember they got Trey Lance, so I think they're going to give Trey Lance a chance. Now, do I think it's going to work? No, we've seen it, right? But they're trying to essentially rein him in and do the whole Jordan Love deal and Rodgers deal, where I think they're wanting him to sit behind Dak for a year and a half and then go, okay, you've seen what he can do. You're younger, more athletic. Let's throw you in there and see. Now, is it the right choice? No, but I think it's what they do.
I laugh. I hope
I
that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I hope it
that
is.
would be awesome if they did that. Let
Yep.
me ask you this, Trace and B Hill. You got two other players on contract years, CD Lamb and Micah. So I guess who gets paid in y'all's opinion, and who would you pay? What's the priority?
They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna pay both of them. Both of them should
So
be
you
priority.
guys are in agreement Dak would be the odd man out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to be able to fix it to where everybody gets paid though. There's other people that get to get restructured. You restructure other contracts, you free up space. The cap in the NFL is a myth. Corey,
Mm-hmm.
you can agree with that. It's a
Yeah,
myth, bro.
it is.
Cap
It
doesn't
is.
matter. The Cowboys are going to re-sign CeeDee Lamb and they're going to re-sign Micah Parsons. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, those are your franchise players. Parsons is the most important position on defense in the league, I think, as of today.
Yep, it's the
Uh,
second most important position in football.
yeah, one could certainly put him up there
You
for
you
sure.
you have your quarterback, and then you have your rusher. You have the guy that can get a quarterback.
Yeah,
That's your second most important position in football.
yeah, it's up there, especially with today's offense. I agree. I think if they don't sign Dak, they're going to say cap, and they really just mean let's move on and part ways with our 32-year-old quarterback that can't get it done in the playoffs, but throws for 4,500 yards in the regular season.
It's the craziest thing, man. That dude he came in second in the MVP voting last year.
Yeah.
He came in second in MVP voting. And if you watch the first quarter of that playoff game, it was like, holy shit, what is this?
Trash,
Like the
trash,
offense looked predictable. McCarthy
trash.
didn't call a good game.
Yeah.
It was funny to watch.
They're like the reverse Miami Heat, where like Miami doesn't do anything in the
Oh
regular
yeah,
season, and then they turn
yeah,
up in the playoffs. It's like the
yeah.
opposite for the
It's the
Cowboys.
total opposite.
Yeah.
Well.
They're big T's, man. All right, so we got Giants, Commanders, then Cowboys and Eagles. I think we all agree on that. That's pretty
Mhm.
cool. Let's go over to the AFC. Let's hop into this because we got some noise to make on this one. Starting off with the Patriots, 4-13 last year. Bill Belichick out, one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest ever. In comes Gerard Mayo, fresh new vibe, faces on the coaching staff. the same problems that they had last year. So, B Hill, I'm gonna let you go first. What you got?
That's exactly what I was just getting ready to say, man. The same problems they had last year. They didn't do anything. I agree with Stephen G. The Patriots will still be trash.
Mm-hmm.
Drake May isn't going to change anything. I just stated on this show just a little bit ago that I think Drake May is actually going to be a bust. And I think being at the Patriots is going to help him be a bust. They literally named me a couple of their receivers. I'll wait.
Kendrick Bourne.
There you go, bud. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. They got the cat from Washington, Polk.
It's cool. It's cool. And they got Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield. I like that.
They do.
But other than that, man, they're going to be the bottom of this division. Aaron Rodgers coming back for the Jets. They're going to be a little bit better than them. So we're just going to go from there.
Trace?
That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, team overlook. I mean, they're going to be last again, I think. I think it's kind of the same deal as, you get your potential franchise cornerstone quarterback, but you look at the history of rookie quarterbacks and you put them on teams with 0 weapons, like literally 0 weapons. It doesn't work out well until you start getting guys around them. Then you put into perspective a guy like Joe Burrow comes in, gets hurt his rookie year, tears his ACL, comes back. We get Jamar Chase. You give him a weapon like that and T. Higgins outside, and all of a sudden he makes that terrible O-line look a lot better. And so I don't think anything moves the needle until they start getting Drake May, the guys that are going to make the plays, make the difference in the NFL. I like Gerard Mayo. I think he's a Patriot. They've got one sign in their entire facility and it just says, do your job. And that's just the way it is. Like, it's clean cut. Like, they're going to do it I would say by the book, but they cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, not much more to say. I think it's going to be at least 2 more years before, and depending on roster moves and things like that, 2 years before they can get to 9 wins, 10 wins. So that'll be way down the line. I think they stay in last.
I agree. I don't have nothing to add to that. Y'all both said that pretty well, man. I mean, it's gonna be same old until they can build that thing up. Mm-hmm. All right. This is a moment I've been waiting for. The New York Jets, 7-10. I can't reiterate this enough. Last year went 7-10 with Nick Boyle, or Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian, and Zach Wilson. So B Hill, Aaron Rodgers is back. Oh, let's go to Trace first. Trace. Aaron Rodgers is back in the building. Mm-hmm. Assuming he stays healthy for the whole season, what are your thoughts on the 2024 Jets?
You keep Aaron Rodgers healthy, this team will win the division. I honestly think that. I think the acquisition of Mike Williams is a big one. I know he's older, but you look at Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Breece Hall, guys. They got Xavier Gibson in the draft. They had one of the top statistical defenses in the league last year. They've got Quincy Williams, C.J. Mosley. If Hassan Reddick comes back, I don't know what the word is on that recently. I haven't kept up with it, but he's a real good pass rusher. Quentin Williams is top, fill in the blank at his position, top 4 or 5. Yeah. Sauce is top 4 or 5, depending on where you put him. I think Aaron Rodgers is the one that makes the difference, though. He's 39 years old. He's coming off his 4th Kumbaya. I don't know what you call it. He goes and lives in the woods for a little bit and comes back. Yeah. So I think barring any injury, which is a big if, barring any injury, I think they win the division. And I don't see them making noise in the playoffs because of the inexperience. Like we talked about last episode, we talked about playoff experience. I think it's one of, if not the most important thing in the playoffs. They don't have that as a team. They haven't won a playoff game in 14 years. So, I think they can win the division, and then I think they're probably out in the first round. I mean, honestly, probably out in the divisional. So, But I
You
am
got
high
the
on
L.
them. I think they've got a good roster with A-Rod, so I'm excited to see them. But once they get to the nitty-gritty of it, I don't see them keeping up.
Aaron Rodgers disgusts me. He's absolute.
I knew it.
Ugh. I hate that dude, man.
Yeah.
I like their roster. I really, really do. They got a nice roster.
Mhm.
Mike Williams, though, the problem with Mike Williams is he just can't stay healthy, man. That dude gets hurt every single season. Something happens to him every single year. What makes us think that going to the New York Jets is going to change that? Not a whole lot of stuff, right? Okay. Again, Rodgers, 39 years old. 39. This man ain't LeBron James out here at his position. He's not Tom Brady. He's not any. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to move on into the sunset. That's where we're at in this point in his career. The New York Jets will finish third in this division. Mark my words. They will finish third in this division. Aaron Rodgers don't got the juice no more. He just ain't got the juice no more. I like everything else around him. The problem is all that stuff around you is nice. If you ain't got that one piece, though, it's all messed up. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is him. It's just where I'm at.
I think a 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers is better than Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian and Zach Wilson combined.
You're right. It'll get you 10 wins, 9 wins.
I think it'll get them 10, possibly
9.
11. I'm with Trace on this. I think they win a division. I think we're going to talk about two teams that are going to take a step back after we're done talking about this team. The defense is stellar. That defense, it's going to make some QBs sweat.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, with Rodgers, if you can just move the ball down the field and get field goals, they had problems getting field goals last year.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get any kind of points out of your offense, this is going to be a dangerous team. I don't see them going far, like Trey said, but I definitely sure see them winning this division. I would take them right now if I had to put money on it. So, it's crazy. The freaking New York Jets. All right, here we go. Let's talk about these two teams that me and Trace think the Jets are going to be better than. Starting with the Dolphins at 11-6. The Dolphins last year had 4 weeks to essentially wrap up this division, have a home playoff game, and they let Buffalo come back and win that division at the very end of the year. So, and then they went on to lose to Kansas City in the first round. So let me ask you guys first, B Hill, 2024 Dolphins, they added Odell Beckham. They added a couple of other pieces. You got Raheem Mostert, who had 21 touchdowns last year. Devon Achane, who before he got hurt was tearing up the league. Looks like a great roster. What do you think about it?
I like it. I like this roster. I like this team. I think that this is the third year with Coach Daniels, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, third year. Okay. I think that this is going to be the year where something kind of clicks over there for Tua and company. I think Jalen Waddle, I think Tyreek Hill, all them pieces that you just mentioned, I love it. This offense is going to be high-flying just like what it was last season. I got this team. This is my division winner right here, the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to call it. I know I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but it's the team that I think is going to win this division. That's where I'm at.
Trace. I like it. Go ahead, Trace.
I think the Dolphins as a franchise, we don't talk about it enough because we have the Browns. But if the Browns didn't exist, the Dolphins would be the Browns because
Dolphins got Super Bowls, though.
I believe the Dolphins have not been in a playoff game or won a playoff game maybe since 2000. So it's been almost 2.5 decades. But that offense, as we know, explosive when Tua plays. They've got all the weapons in the world. That's not the problem with this team this year. You look at their defensive roster or their defensive depth chart. You've got Calais Campbell, who is old as dirt. Jalen Phillips is coming off of 2 ACLs. Bradley Chubb is coming off an ACL and an Achilles. Kendall Fuller at corner and Jordan Poyer at corner, who are both 30-plus years old. I mean, well into their 30s. Jalen Ramsey's getting up there. He took an evident step back last year from what he was. And then, you got Javon Holland. You've got a couple of brighter pieces, but I just don't think defensively, with as fast pace as their offense is and how fast they score touchdowns, I don't think their defense is well equipped to be able to stop people at the rate they need to. I think the defense is a big liability, and I still have them finishing second in this division, I think. And so I think they'll be good on one half and bad on the defensive side. So it's kind of a toss up. Probably 9-ish, 10-ish wins. I think they definitely take a step back from last year. So hit or miss on a wild card spot. I wouldn't have them winning that game. I just don't think they have had the experience. We know what they are kind of at this point, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah. I got them finishing second as well. The thing about the playoffs, they don't play well in cold weather at all. I think they're like the record when it's under 40 degrees the past 3 years for Tua and that team is not good. That and they lost Christian Watkins on that D line, who I thought was probably their best defensive player.
That was a big
who made the
loss.
most impact. So he's over at the Raiders now, got a big contract with them. So yeah, I see a second place finish. I could see the playoffs. You never know with that offense if it's a dome team, like they see the Texans or somebody in that first round where it's a controlled environment, anything can happen.
That'd be scary.
So a lot of upside though, man. They got some dogs on offense. It's a track meet over there.
We're gonna see.
If I'm on defense, that's not an offense I'm looking forward to playing between Waddle, Hill, A-Chain, Mostert. Shoot.
Yeah, McDaniels has it figured out, man. He said
speed kills.
Yeah, he said in a press conference, since he's become head coach, he wants to get the smallest, fastest guys and just put them all over the field and get the ball to them. That's what they do, and they score a lot.
Yeah, he wasn't messing around with it. Some people say things in life, you're like, okay, that sounds good. You know, like,
no, he actually did.
he put that into practice.
Yep.
You got something, B?
No, I'm good.
All right. Last one, Buffalo Bills, last year's division winner. Team was left for dead halfway through last year, showed a lot of moxie. They fired Ken Dorsey. In comes Joe Brady. They went from a passing team to a running football team, ran a gauntlet at the end, got into the playoffs, lost a heartbreaker to Kansas City in that divisional round playoff game. Lost a lot of pieces, though, in the offseason. B. Hill, start us off. The 2024 Buffalo Bills, what you got?
I think the Buffalo Bills, man, I think Diggs leaving is a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that he was going on into that latter part of his career anyways. They paid Josh Allen, man. They had to cut some pieces here and there. You still got Dalton Kincaid, though, at tight end. You still got James Cook back there in the backfield that I do like. I like those dynamics. As far as on the wide receiver side of things, I don't believe that they have anything. Like you said, they kind of let everybody go. Gabe Davis is gone. Stephon Diggs is gone.
It's
Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman.
Okay.
Curtis Samuel came over from the Commanders, and then the Al Shakir kid.
Claypool.
I actually like that mix better than what they had before, if that sounds crazy enough. And
it's more dynamic.
I think Josh Allen will get some stuff done. This is my second place team right here, guys. Second place team in this AFC East. So, of course, I've got the Miami Dolphins, I got the Bills, the Jets, and then, of course, the Patriots. That's how I see this division.
Yeah.
All right.
I see a major step back from this team. And I don't think it has as much to do with Stephon Diggs as many people think. I think kind of like I agree with B. Hill. He is what he is, kind of getting older, bringing all the baggage with him that he has in the locker room. Not a good thing. You know, I don't think it hurts them that much. Now, what I don't like is like their weapons. I think James Cook is a good running back. I think Dalton Kincaid would be an elite tight end if he was used in a manner. We didn't really get to see that too much last year until the very end of the season, like the playoff game against the Chiefs. He had a good game. defensively is where I think they kind of take a step back. They were one of the better units in the league, but they lost Jordan Poyer. They're real thin at defensive back. They got Rasul Douglas, who, was the third corner on the Packers. Teron Johnson is Teron Johnson at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't have an elite pass rusher, which we just talked about is so important. They've got Greg Rousseau coming off the edge, but he's nowhere near the top 10, right? Ed Oliver's, he's a 2005 defensive tackle. It's kind of hard for him to play in the spread offense now, or against the offense. He's not laterally quick, not nearly as quick as even Jordan Davis, who's 40 pounds heavier. So I think Josh Allen can only do so much. I like Josh Allen more than Behill, but I'm not a Josh Allen fan. I think he turns the ball over a lot, and they're going to get it to him a lot more this year because they know they don't have the quote-unquote weapons that they did last year, and so they're going to rely on him. I see them taking a step back because they don't know what their identity is going to be.
Yeah.
See, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see, though. I think Josh Allen is going to be able to make their identity there. I think that's why you paid Josh Allen the type of money that you did. Now, I'm not the biggest Josh Allen fan by any means, but the kid always seems to figure out ways to win football games.
I agree. I do agree with that. Yeah.
Now, granted, he'll throw some football games away here and there, but I mean, they're always consistently since he's been 11 to 13 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there in that realm, so I don't see that changing.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a lot to overcome. He's going to have them in games, obviously. I don't think anybody's questioning Josh Allen. I think it's who's he? I mean, Curtis Samuel, I think he's a good player. Al Shakir. You got a rookie, Keon Coleman. I think it's going to be a learning curve for him and those receivers gelling up and meshing together. I think you're going to see Joe Brady pound the hell out of the ball with Zach Moss and whoever the backup running back is.
That's another thing, Corey. Nobody's mentioning that. I like the Joe Brady effect too, man. I like the Joe Brady effect for Josh Allen. I like that.
It calms him down because Josh that dude's reckless, bro. He'll be rolling out and scrambling, and he'll throw a ball. Like, what the hell are you? Like what are you looking at? You know what I mean?
What did you see there, bud?
Yeah, and so running the ball limits that. It brings that down. But the defensive side of the ball, like Trey said, man, that's going to be where they struggle. They struggled a little bit last year, and they had better players last year on that defense, and they lost a lot. So, give me the Jets, man. I'm with Trace on this one. I got the Jets, Dolphins, Bills, and then Patriots.
Yeah, I do too. I think something too to mention about the Bills that's, they're not as bad in their skill positions, but they're in a similar boat on paper to the New England Patriots. I think, they've got some good notable guys on defense that are not your superstars, but they can make good plays. And then your skill guys are kind of there. And then you've got a quarterback that you supposedly really trust right now. We'll see what the verdict is on May, but I don't know. It's just, we talked about how important weapons are. Neither one of those teams have, the weapons like Rodgers does. I got the Jets.
Well, Tua.
Yeah. I'm saying the Bills. The Bills and the Patriots don't. Tua.
Like those weapons.
You could put Helen Keller at quarterback. She'd throw for 40 touchdowns.
Yeah. With Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do it right now.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're not bad over there.
No.
So the only team we talked about today that we think can make a serious playoff run, the Eagles. Anybody else before we close this out?
I think we know about the AFC, man. Until somebody proves us otherwise, like I said last week, I think the Texans just fill in the Bills spot, and then we got the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Texans, the Ravens, and that's probably it. Realistically,
they're about there. Yeah.
And then the NFC, we kind of know who we know too. So it's like the Eagles and the Niners and everybody else. Probably.
Everybody
I
else.
Yeah,
can't
I
really
like
think
the
off the top
Rams.
of my head.
I like the Rams, my friend.
Yeah,
I think the
yeah,
Rams are going to be a better football team this next season.
yeah. Depending on the void that is Aaron Donald,
Yeah,
Yeah, that does hurt. That does.
that was a cheat code. That was the ultimate cheat code. That guy would wreck a play so fast. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh, well.
Anything else we want to talk about before we dip out? B Hill, Trace, I got anything else?
I ain't got nothing else to add unless y'all do.
Nope,
No,
nope.
man.
I'm good.
That was a good preview. I
There you
guess
go.
next time we come, we got to think of some ideas for the next show. If you guys haven't noticed, training camp's already started. The
Mhm.
Ravens
coming.
rookies reported the other day. I think a couple more teams started reporting a day.
Yep.
It's almost time, boys. We're almost here. Football's almost back.
Yeah, we're 46 days away from college football, I believe.
Ooh,
46
I
days.
46
cannot
days.
wait.
Stop.
I cannot
We're
wait.
that close.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait.
Shit.
I cannot wait.
All right, B Hill, close us out, man.
Hey, if you guys aren't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, too, go hop on that TikTok, man. That thing right now is absolutely blowing up. This guy Corey over here with the fantasy football takes. If you want to be up to date on all your latest fantasy football knowledge, everything, go check this guy Corey out over there. Trace, appreciate you again hopping on this thing with this guy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, always drop down in those comments. We always want to hear from you guys. Post this thing, share this thing on the X, put it on the Twitter, put it on the Instagram. I don't care what you put this thing on. Share this thing. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, guys, peace out. Be easy.
Peace.